custom jewelry services as a side project to be able to get more awareness in Hong Kong. Stay till the end to be able to find out how that is a strategy to be able to sell more real estate. Yeah, because it's a custom design shop. We're doing custom design for folks, and it's a custom design shop which corresponds to our greater awareness in the real estate realm. Stay to the end to find out how it all applies. So welcome to the news. What we're trying to get to today is a little bit of a rhyme and a reason and a cadence to be able to follow through with and make a feng shui to these podcasts, so that in essence we're making interesting sounds and music, like at the same time, a little bit at a time, and getting somewhat honed in the short and long term to connectivity with influencers, and at the same time little bits of conceivable live stream collaboration interviews with people on the street, as we are trying to grow a little bit of awareness and try to get a mentor in Hong Kong, perhaps as well. One day at a time, though. But to start things off, we're trying to get a little bit internal in terms of getting a connection to what a personal brand stands for and why a personal brand is interesting, and how a personal brand equals a reputation, and a personal brand equals a reputation, which also corresponds to the ability to be a connection to what is your energy, and your energy is a frequency, and your frequency is something that's invested in a trajectory, and your trajectory is influenced by a cause and effect process, and at the same time, there's an element of becoming like an asset by being aware of a personal brand to begin with, because in essence, you're trying to develop an essence of value from that frequency, and by tuning your frequency essence, you're able to add more value to the world by learning through research, by researching what in essence is corresponding to a bit of value at a time. And so by tuning yourself into this asset energy, by being something that is educational, by being a part of an edutainment, sort of a source for broadcasting a little bit more about a personal brand, it is in essence inherently growing, causing growth, because you're learning, and every time you learn something, that is in essence like an asset. It's like a mental asset where you're able to just take on a new essence of growth, because just by learning, it causes the brain to strain itself, and you become a different physical quantum layer and paradigm from the past experience of existence before that previously. So through that growth, that is in essence a gateway to be able to add more value through your personal brand, and that therefore influences and alters your paradigm through your frequency shift. And at the same time, through doing that, there's an essence, an ability to be able to share that new awareness with something of an audience, in essence, to be able to bring more awareness to your personal brand. And that, in essence, adds more value to the world. And that, in essence, equals to who you are, because your personal brand is your reputation. And your reputation is something that is in perpetuity, unfolding in almost like a quantum fashion, speaking to the essence of the person that you have an interest in becoming, more or less based upon the type of information that you're sharing, and then the trajectory that sort of is aligned based upon the information that corresponds to the data trail that relates to a trajectory, based on the information and the niches that in essence are being scattered about and being brought through awareness to other people in life, through the essence of sharing that information, to be able to develop a collective and a aggregate message string, which then therefore speaks to your frequency and trajectory of adding assets to life. And that therefore is how your essence of a frequency connects to the essence of becoming an asset frequency. And then therefore, one thing, becoming an asset frequency, allows for dividends to be able to fleck off from that asset energy. And one way to be able to maintain in a consistent steadiness growth of a growth mindset is to be able to reinvest those dividends. Being able to reinvest those dividends means being able to reinvest that time into other time once you've already got dividends flowing from an existing personal brand, in essence of like corresponding growth based upon learning, based upon focus, based upon an essence of consistency, based upon a niche development and carved out mindset flow and focus in the marketplace through your personal brand, in essence, through that trajectory expression, and through that trajectory message that's being expressing the asset energy messaging through the personal brand, that in essence it's possible to then be able to reinvest that energy, which is moving into perpetuity to try to influence the trajectory, in essence, to be able to try to continue to have that trajectory become more so of an asset than it was before, because that's compounding energy by being able to use time, even though you use some time to be able to add value to yourself and like bring more awareness through certain aspects of research, which is adding value to other aspects of life. there are ways by just focusing on consistent concentration of focusing on being an asset to begin with, and acknowledging the idea that being an asset is pointed towards perpetuity in a trajectory sense, and then being able to influence that trajectory by doing a bit more and reinvesting those dividends, reinvesting the dividends that are coming into and out to the audience that connects to the personal brand. But then in addition, reinvesting the dividends of your own growth into yourself by continuing to compound that information and continuing to compound the value of the information that you're seeking. And then therefore the depth is widened. The depth is widened of the information that you speak and seek to speak for a personal brand that's given by a corresponding asset energy that's continuing to build and grow on itself, but by then continuing to invest in free time and push the essence of the depth of frequency, depth research that then therefore increases the value of the brand energy of the person, of a person's energy, of a person's awareness of depth of value that is possible to be influenced by on a consistent basis, and in adding value to, and increases the trajectory for a higher value and the highest value by continuing to reinvest the dividends of personal asset energy that comes out and comes about through consistent growth by reinvesting it into time depth. Time depth that corresponds to more depth for the focus in a personal brand, and then therefore a person, and then therefore widening and depthening the paradigms, the paradigm analysis wavelength advancement that corresponds to consistent learning and depth research that is relevant based upon joy, because joy happens and joy causes that asset energy to want to be reinvested, and that also is alignment with the growth of a personal brand, the growth of a personal energy, and the growth of reinvesting the dividends back into a person and a personal brand on a consistent, continuous basis, causing people and a person to become the best version of themselves that is possible by investing all the most spare time as possible into the personal brand to be able to become the best person possible for the greater world, the greater wider world, and then therefore causing the most philanthropy energy possible for every given person that's possible by realizing the joy that corresponds to reinvesting of the dividends back into personal brands on a consistent basis through this energy methodology. And that sort of sums it up. But then to get back to our original thought about having a jewelry ideation, development, design system, brand service, in essence, in Hong Kong, that as a foundation connecting to the real estate market is in essence sort of like a front, like the Michelin star restaurant guide in essence. That's our Michelin star guide in essence, to bring people to our awareness to be able to sell real estate in essence as a foundational brokerage in Hong Kong. But that's like our little like way to be able to develop side projects and design to be able to correspond that to our brokerage brand and develop and make little trinkets and interesting glass, jewelry and certain designs that are pre-sold in essence, and like be a design house. So we develop custom jewelry, custom cups, custom trinkets that also correspond to different levels of different materials that are in essence used for different purposes to bring awareness to us as a marketing brand. But we'll make different toys that can be enhanced and more so appreciated by having some decorative materials that are valuable materials alongside them based upon custom order. And that custom order also can correspond to something that can be scaled into like a template for future orders or for a personal brand for another company in essence. And this is how we're trying to support personal brands in essence for others by developing custom products to be able to scale and resale with like a print on demand type of a methodology, type of a mindset, type of an ability, type of malleability for how we hope to connect with our audience for product development and one-off product development and custom product development in that region, in that part of the world. So please stay connected. Please stay connected on this wavelength. Sorry, we're getting a little static. We're going to have to change the channel on this television. That's all for now. Bye, Ding Tech. Bye, Peace. Bye. Ding Tech, Change for Games. Ding Tech, Change for Games Studios. Bye, Peace. Bye. Thanks.